Yo, what's going on? I'm starting up recording right now. Got my boys. What's up? It's your boy Eddie G.
What's up, y'all? Wolf.
Hey, it's Davon.
Hey, Davon. Once again, I
We
thought it
got,
was
we
I
got,
thought it was
we got
first I thought it was what happened to
Davy
D
Jones. Oh,
no D three
3D.
3D.
I'm bouncing around. Some videos I might use a name for now.
He
Oh,
still
yeah.
ain't trying. He still can't figure out a name, man. He's like, should I just put out a government
I'm
name, or
about
should
to
I
say,
put
fuck it.
out a makeup name? Cause my makeup name is just ass. Like
I ain't
he
got
can't figure out a good name and stuff for me in this channel. We still trying to
Yeah,
figure out
figure out
names.
one of you.
Yeah, we still
Name for
work.
the group.
Nah, it's not for the group. Look at you, man. Eating. What are you eating? Pizza?
It's not delivery.
It's not the root, literally.
It's the
It's
it's
not
Doritos.
delivery. It's bullshit. That's what it is. Yeah, my man put the pizza in the oven for like 40 minutes and stuff, and it still came out
Still
cold.
not done.
He said, I found the instructions. It said 350 Fahrenheit and leave it there for 25 minutes. I take it out and it's still cold. Yo, man, I just had pizza too, but I ordered from yesterday's stuff from I don't know what place. It was on Uber Eats, and I was like, let me get some real Italian pizza. I'm not in for the commercial Papa John's, Little Caesar, Pizza Hut, Domino's. You know what I'm saying? I not at that moment. I wasn't. I really wasn't there for that. So I had some. It was good pizza too. I forgot the name of it, but I ain't advertising. I ain't advertising for them yet. But yeah, it had some good
Yeah.
pizza too.
Free
Um,
advertisement.
yeah, man. But yeah, I wanted to get it really in the topic because we was talking earlier about the riots that's going on, man. Especially at Minnesota, man. After uh, the death of George Floyd, who was choked out by an officer, for 7 minutes. With the officer knee in the guy's neck, and it's terrible. Like what went on that, and the officer was definitely completely in the wrong for that. And I had to do some more research on this guy, man. This guy, for what I'm hearing, this guy was a crazy whack job. This guy had more than 8 complaints, against U.S. citizens. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So yeah, and the
It
crazy
looked
part,
crazy.
yeah, and the crazy part was, I think his name is Derek Chauvin, that's his name. He used to work at a club, the same club where George Floyd worked at as in security. So they used to work
Wow.
together. Did y'all hear
That's
about that?
crazy.
Yeah, one of the
Ah,
owner of
crazy.
the restaurant, it's like a restaurant slash club. She said at first when that video went viral, she wasn't sure who the person was, but there was people, one of her employees, who recognized uh one of them, and they couldn't tell if that was George Floyd because the video, on the pier looked darker than he normally would appear. But she said until
Mhm.
the news put out a picture of George Floyd, rest in peace. Then they said, "Oh, he used to work with us," and she said how George was he used to always work in security at her place inside, and the officer worked outside. And she said, because the reporter asked, how the officer when he used to work for her, and she said, "Oh." She said, "Yeah, he was a little bit more, a little hostile, little bit more afraid. Like she said, there would be like confrontations between one or another, and he would just grab his mace and start threatening to spray and stuff like that. So she said he really never really handled the situation well, based on how he used to work with her. But I'm like, yo,
Mm.
that right there, I'm like, yo, this is crazy because I'm like, did they even recognize each other when he got pulled over? Like it made
Hard to
no
say.
sense. Some people who heard about the news were saying it got to be an inside situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yo, he could been like low key hating on him all this time,
Yeah, it could
and
be.
then when he finally got the chance,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
took the dude
who
out.
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm sorry, I'm
Mhm.
sweaty, man. It's hot as hell in here, so I gotta get my
It's like 80
towel.
degrees there.
It is hot. This is not normal Jersey weather. We're used to the cold, where it's really cold. I know you guys in Georgia, so now it's probably the same temperature, right? Like 80 something.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hard
Yeah,
as hell.
somewhere about that.
yeah, yeah. as hell, man. But yeah, it's too hot to be starting riots, man. It really is. It's too hot to be setting buildings on fire, man. I don't know.
The fires ain't gonna get
Yeah,
out.
we good,
Then
man.
chill out.
Yeah, we don't need all this stuff, man. Stop this nonsense, man. Yeah. So of course there's been a riot after. They arrested. They not only fired the officer, they fired the 4 more officers that was involved in this situation because they found out that it was 2 more officers who was on George Floyd when the guy was on his neck. So they had
Mhm.
another camera guy who was filming from the opposite side of the street, and he saw 2 more guys on it. So that's why they was all involved and all got fired. So now they're
Oh,
trying to bring up
okay.
charges on them. So they said this guy is, I think he's charged with 3rd-degree murder and stuff like that. So it's
Good.
crazy.
They need to charge him with everything.
Yeah,
That's
man. Yeah.
my
Yeah.
thing is though. This person is getting a whole bunch of complaints, but you still keeping him on the force, not reprimanding him at all. Period. And then all of a sudden you shocked and surprised when he tried to kill somebody. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
mm,
Like I'm like, what was going on through this man's mind that he knew that he had this man neck. I mean, man, this is his knee on his neck. Like, come on, man. Like, you literally putting your body weight, your pressure, everything on this guy. Now, and nobody really seems to know what actually happened during the altercation. But there's police said that the guy resisted arrest. But there was more videos, even
you don't
during
listen to damn.
yeah, even in there was videos that was captured from one of the buildings from where the guy got pulled George Floyd got pulled over that clearly disregards everything that the officer's saying because they said this guy first was pulled over for forgery. Then they said that the guy seemed intoxicated or under the influence, and then he said he resisted arrest. But there was no video indicating that this guy was resisting arrest. So but then you see one video he's on the sidewalk where it looks like he's already on handcuffed, and then you see the next video this guy's already on the side of his car, saying on the ground on the pavement, saying with the officers on him. So it was like what's really went on in a situation where they had saying put that much pressure on this guy. And it's like 4 officers and one guy. Like they think one black guy has the strength of Superman. Like they really gotta put that much pressure on him. Like that's just crazy. And we get tired of this stuff, man. And I understand where
Yeah.
where black people today are coming from, and people of all races, because a lot of people, not just blacks, but a lot of people are very upset with what happened. You know what I'm saying? And so I understand the frustration, but I don't understand to the degree that you want to destroy your own city. To the point that you want to burn
That's
things
what I'm
down and
saying. I
stuff.
mean, like,
Yeah.
it's
It's not
people
gonna.
directing their anger in the wrong way. It's like you can't be tearing up your own city, especially when you're not even in the city that the situation happened.
Mhm.
You can't be looting and blowing up cars. Now I'm not like condoning people do stuff like that, but if you gonna do that, go fuck with the damn police shit. Like, why are you blowing up your own stores, places that y'all commute to and get food and items and stuff from every day? That makes no
Mhm.
sense at all. Period.
No, it doesn't.
Now, now, like I was watching some reporting footage yesterday on it, and it was just like people they were setting people's cars on fire that wasn't even having to go and do with the police. Like, I mean, the majority of the police they got it bad. Like they got rocks thrown inside their cop cars and rocks thrown at them and stuff, and they was throwing tear gas back at them and everything. But it's just it's more so people they're so angry that they just don't care. They just they just acting out and I guess they
Yep.
hoping that would lead to some type of response, but you gotta think the way these people that got power, how they gonna think, and it's not like that.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right. So what's your take on it, D3, Davon?
I mean, it's nonsense. It's
Mhm.
crazy. None of this stuff gonna bring George back, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he don't want, you know, his death to cause all this destruction. Even though how he died was, tragic. I was looking at the video that where they had picked him up off the ground after he had his knee on his neck, and you see a whole bunch of blood, and you see his body lifeless. Like
Yeah, yeah, man. That
And
was gruesome, man. I think everybody.
hmm
It's safe to say that everybody could say that that was inappropriate, harsh to watch, and very gruesome, man. Very
yeah,
gruesome.
and they had a video of his, I think his wife and his kids, and they said how his daughter had to see their dad die on camera. Like
Yeah, which
you,
is
that touched me. Like yo, your kids watching you like die.
on yeah
It's
from a camera, from your
Yeah,
phone,
and from cops, the people that's supposed to be protecting,
protecting.
your community and your family.
Yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah. One thing I never really understood. Yeah, like one thing I never really understood is like what type of police. I'm not gonna say just police training because there's a lot of motive into how the police officers act, especially in the black community, like white officers act towards them. I'm not saying all white officers and whatever, but it seems like there has been this whole thing where white officers are always stationed in black neighborhoods or black communities.
there you
Way too
go,
many, and there's no black of our own people, so
patrolling
patrolling.
black people.
Exactly, and some people look at, well, that's because they might know people, and if they see people in certain areas, they're familiar with, they might let them off. But you can still
Just
find
crooked
people.
white cops.
There's
Right.
black people that apply. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. The own white people on white neighborhoods. So why is not black people in black
right.
neighborhoods? It makes no sense. And you know what I'm saying? And then we're talking about the riots and stuff that's going on, people destroying buildings. I mean, then you have to look at Atlanta. You guys know what's going on over there. With people setting buildings on fire. And I told Davon earlier, I say, why are they setting buildings on fire when the incident didn't happen in their state? Like the cops had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? This is
Right.
Atlanta cops. You know what I'm saying? you
They
know,
think all the cops
yeah, not
is in
Minneapolis,
on it.
cops. Like they in Minnesota. You in Georgia. Like George didn't die in Georgia. Like, so why are you
Right.
setting your own building? And then we have a problem over here in Newark. Hopefully, I'm not really keeping track of what's going on, but I just hope, everybody's safe because they're actually protesting in Newark today as we speak. I'm saying I spoke to one of my friends, Tyshawn. He's at CVS now, and I think they're gonna be leaving early. But he said that there are helicopters flying over
Wow.
the city. You know what I'm saying? So he said, yeah, he's trying to get off, and make it home safe as possible. But there's people thinking like, hey, you know, let's. Somebody said on Facebook, they was like, what black businesses do we have in Newark? Right? Name one. That's what they said. So what I was getting at was, what is the point? Even if there's only one or none, zero to none black businesses in Newark, it's still your home. That's still the place you go to order food. That's still a place you go to get business,
hmm
to trade your
Yep.
dollars in. And if you want to talk about black businesses and when's the last, well, name one black business. Well, name one black business you actually went to support. You know what I'm saying? Like,
There you go.
it's funny how black people will try to justify certain by any means, but they don't look at it as a different scenario, and they do stuff like this. You want to destroy your own home and businesses and stuff like that, and tear down the one very thing that you have in your own environment. But one thing you never do, and I don't agree with anything with looting, stealing, or burning buildings or anything. I don't agree with that. There's better ways that we could. I understand the frustration. I understand how we feel, what's going on, but I do not agree with it. But one thing you don't see black people do is go to those suburban neighborhoods, march their asses over there, and set any of those buildings on fire.
There you go.
Right, right. You don't see them. Yo, no, let's go to Beverly Hills and set mansions on fire and burn stuff there. No, you don't see that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
they gonna
they,
burn down
But we're
compounds.
not condoning
we're
violence,
not
but
condoning it. It's
we only
just
saying what makes sense. What would
sense.
make
It
sense?
makes no sense whatsoever. And those officers that are stationed and working in our home and our community, they don't live in our community. They live
Right.
in a better
And it's,
neighborhood outside from that. But we're still destroying
hmm
our own neighborhood. Like, that makes no sense. But like I said, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying to look at the logical sense of how we're acting, even towards our own people, even what I'm
yeah.
saying, our own neighborhood. Like, it's been going on. I understand, like, we're frustrated, we're mad, but there's ways that we could provide a better solution. One, most of us should register to vote. Get some of these people out of here, man. You can vote them out. People have the power to do the things they can do now in America. They don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
oh no, they're gonna select people that they want. No, not in the strip of power. If you and a whole neighborhood got together and said, "Who's registered to vote? Who's registered to vote? Who can vote? Who can vote? Let's
The
take that
same way
person
they
in."
came together to
Exactly.
riot yesterday, that's the same way they could come together and vote
Yeah, it's
if
exactly,
you had
exactly,
to.
exactly. Like let's even look at a perfect example. You know the lady that was trying to run for president. She's a senator now, at the Minnesota, in the state of Minnesota. Amy Klobuchar. She was trying to run for president and stuff like that. She's also a prosecutor. Guess what? She wouldn't even prosecute against the officer that killed this guy, George Floyd. So we have the strength and power to vote her out if we wanted to during the election day. But yet we want to
Mm.
complain and fight and not do the right things and stuff like that in a positive way, and prevent these things from happening. And we have the power to do those things. But no, because people black
Right, because it could happen again,
it
and
definitely will. This ain't
and
the
it
first
happened
time.
before.
This ain't the first
Right.
time, and certainly it's not the
So we
last.
done did the riots before, and
Yeah,
nothing. What changed?
right.
Somebody else got killed just a couple days ago. So
Yep.
you know,
And I come across a lot of arguments too about this, and mostly through white people who have certain like things to say about Chicago, of course. That's like the number one
well,
argument every
right.
time. It's like the number one argument. But they're quick to look at statistics on black crime in Chicago. Like
Mhm.
Chicago is the only black neighborhood
S-
in the United States.
And I'm
They
right.
don't look at the statistics that goes on in their neighborhoods of white killing whites, because white people make up for the population in the United States, and they're also more likely to be gun owners. So even though they say, "Oh, well, we're all responsible gun owners," it's not true. Some people actually who were responsible gun owners wasn't gun owners
Or
when they
they
got
turn to
fired from
school shooters.
school shooters. They got fired from their
Uh,
job. Then they retaliated by shooting people. They
right.
got into an argument with their wives, threatened to get a divorce. There's a lot of things. Like there's incidents that happen where a father and a son shot their own neighbor because the neighbor got upset that they was pointing their guns at their child. So
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? So there's stuff like that going on. It's just you don't see much news and reporting
Or
of it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So they're using the first thing to fit their narrative is Chicago black on black crime. Is there black on black crime going on just in Chicago? Of course. There's black on black crime going on here. I told you guys before. I actually witnessed a shooting coming out from a liquor store, getting some bottle of wine, about to go home, you know, saying, "Hey, let's, have a party night." Next thing you know, I see this guy come out of the car, started shooting at another car. Luckily, nobody got hurt. Car drove away. Obviously, the guy was a terrible shot, but not condoning that shit, not condoning it. But he was terrible. My man tried to use one hand.
It's terrible.
my man was like, my
It's
man was
just,
holding it like this. You know what I'm saying?
it's
That's not a good,
just,
accurate way of using a firearm. And I ain't trying to sound like an expert, but at least know a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But I
Mm.
know there's black on black crime going all across the United States, but there's white on white crime. There's Asian crime. There's crimes going on. There's people killing each other, people in environments. It's just you're always hearing about black on black crime, about Chicago. That's the
All right.
only thing. So people don't realize it, but they'll talk about Chicago, but y'all don't talk about Florida. You know what I'm saying? They'll talk about Chicago,
they,
but y'all don't talk about Texas. You know, Texas is out there. They're
mhm.
strong gun owners, and there's a lot of killing
Mhm.
on white crime over there. So don't give me that crap. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, this riot, man, this is crazy. And like you said, Davon, this is not the first time this happened. It's been going on for
Mhm.
years, man. It's not the last time, man.
Right.
You know?
Until we, make a change, like you said, like voting or
Hmm. There's
other
positive ways.
means.
Yeah, there's positive ways you
Yeah.
can do it. You can start a more positive movement. You know what I'm saying? And
That's gonna be
yeah.
tricky though because the majority. I'm not gonna say the majority, but there's a nice big ratio of black people that don't believe in voting. They don't believe
That's right.
that their vote is gonna be heard,
Yeah.
or that is even worth it because you hear so much about certain people rigging elections and stuff, Trump. So I don't know, but that's gonna be the tricky part. Like until somebody can prove that your actual vote actually counts,
Counts.
because like like all my years of being an adult, the only one time election I could actually see uh my uh, background, African Americans
Hmm.
actually went out and voted in droves was when Obama was running, and that's about it. Before
Right.
then, I never seen people like
But
testify.
a lot of black people came out in droves because it was a black president, though.
Yeah, some people came
So
with
I
that type
mean
of.
that too, but their
it was a
whole
black man.
campaign was them reaching to the like, especially the younger votes. Like they
Yeah.
never really came out to vote like that before, like that. Period. No
Hmm.
matter who it was, I think that they did a good part and try to reach the younger people. After that, I haven't seen nothing like that after that at all. So it's tricky, but
Yeah, it is. One thing that people gotta realize, that's what people want you to not to do. Especially in politics, they don't want you to vote because they know the demographics. The most people that vote are elderly, Caucasian people. you know, Old
right.
people, because they know the power of voting. So some people, there was a
Mhm.
one commercial I seen. I remember it was last year or something like that, and it was actually kind of hit the
Yeah.
nail on the head. I don't know if you guys seen it, but it was a commercial where it was nothing but old people, but there was like the 1%, and it was or elderly people or something like that, and they were all white, and it was like literally saying, "We don't want you to vote. We let us handle that. They handle their own voice or choice who they want to vote." Like it was kind of like wow, that's kind of like a reverse psychology, because people don't like that. Looking at it like, oh, they're telling us not to vote so they could vote, so
Hmm.
therefore I don't like being told what to do, so I'm gonna go out and vote. But I thought it was a good
Mhm.
commercial. I don't know if you guys seen it, but in case y'all didn't see it, it was a commercial, and it had like different people, from like camera commercial, and it was like old people, like white people, and some of them look like the top 1%, and some people look like people that just like to vote and stuff like that. And it was just like, oh, telling young kids. It wasn't telling like people were racist or anything like that. It was telling young kids not to vote, let us handle that, and they were just telling them that let us handle that. This is what they want. So when people, like especially black people, say, oh, they already know who they want, none of that stuff, then you're already giving them an excuse for you not to vote, and that's the last thing you want to do, because the next thing you know, when you don't vote or don't even try, then you're just gonna come up with an excuse of saying, oh, this person's terrible or that person's terrible. Well, why you didn't go to the booth? I mean, even though you think your vote doesn't matter, there's still a matter of how many people that you could bring together to actually learn to vote, and why it's important, if it's really that
Right.
important to you. So yeah, I think that's
Hmm.
one of the things, you know what I'm saying. But they need to start like a movement, and I think they need to start teaching young people, because the thing about the riot is most of the majority, if you've seen it, are young
Or young
people.
people.
Young
Yeah.
people. That's another thing. Young people, and they don't know how to react or retaliate on certain things at a certain way, because they don't know what to do. This is how
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
express themselves, and like I said, not even justifying from it, but there's people also benefiting from George Floyd's death. Sad to say, but like the video when we seen people going to Target, they're looting, they're taking
Mhm.
TVs, they
Yeah.
taking
Yeah. They went to
fucking,
Target.
they went to
Yeah.
Target. Yo, let's go to Target right
Right.
there. Like,
Yeah,
they're all marching there. Like,
Yeah. Let's target.
can't wait to get that 40
We
inch
seen the new
TV.
stuff.
it was a meme talking about how Target shocked because they named Target. So where else they
Target,
going?
number
Like
one Target.
they don't know.
Number one Target in town. we're the talk of
Yeah.
the town. come, come on by.
That's
Just
that's fucking
Oh
hypocrisy
man.
bullshit that I'm talking about. Like you want to go use a man's death and
right,
all this.
right,
You hate injustice on black people. But y'all the same ones that won't do the same thing when it's a black on black crime situation.
right,
Like you
right,
can't
right.
have it both
That's
ways. You
true
gotta do
too.
both.
Yeah, right, right, right. Yeah, you're right about that. One one thing they said was, because they seen certain young white people that was rioting too. It's like, oh, one of her friends pointed out. It was like, I bet you they don't even live around that town. They'll destroy your stuff, but they won't let you march to their area and do that stuff there.
Hmm.
It's like, I guarantee
Mhm.
they don't live around that town, that part of the area. So it's
None
like,
of them.
I mean, and this not is not making it a racist. I don't want people thinking, oh well, you're making it between white and black. Actually, to be honest with you, it is about white on black because since the history, the beginning of time, since slavery has been going on, traveling since the Jim Crow law, since the segregation, since
Right.
so much until this day, it's always been a black on white, black versus white, white versus this, black. It's always been that way, and it's not like we want that to happen. We don't. We don't want this to be about race, but it's always going to be because it's part of American history and society. How can we change? Honestly, I always said this too. How can we change the racism that goes on? Is that we got to teach our kids how to handle or how to behave, how to treat people with respect and dignity. You know what I'm saying? No matter what race, gender, creed, no matter what. No matter even their sexual preferences, you gotta have respect. You gotta, and I'm not gonna say, well, treat people how you want to be treated, but you gotta treat people with respect. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from learning as you grow up. Because when you're an infant, there's no way in a room full of babies, full of infant children that just been born, this white baby don't want to be next to that black baby. That black baby don't want to be
Hmm.
next to that Asian baby.
Right.
That Asian
Yeah.
baby don't want to be next to that Jew. You know what I'm saying? So it's they
Hmm.
don't know
It's
about
taught.
that. They they
Yeah.
they don't know about that. It's just babies being babies. You know what I'm saying? And growing up, you know what I'm saying? They either learn or they hear it or you know what I'm saying, they influence movies, videos, motivational things like people that curse things. Those are things that kind of put people into that type of narrative. Especially people stereotyping people. You know what I'm saying? And some people are very out of touch with race. You know, did y'all see about the girl in Central Park in New York? When the black guy on the camera, I think,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he told her to put a dog on a leash, like, cause
Oh
the
yeah.
yeah, and she freaked out and she was going off on him, and she would call 911, made a false statement saying that this guy was doing stuff to her and stuff like that, which was not even true. And then the video went viral. She lost her job. They took the dog away from her. And all of a sudden, she's sorry. Like literally, she was sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make statements like that.
Yeah.
And it's always like
Yeah,
Sorry, trying to get that black
situations
man
like that.
killed.
it is. It is. Cause if it's
Too
one,
many situations
yeah.
where like white people are so afraid of black people.
Mhm.
You could say about the guy jogging 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and they just killed that man, and they thought he was like a criminal
Yeah,
in the
a home
city.
burglar. Yeah,
And
I
now
remember I
with
was
the
at
white
home.
woman in the Central Park, she's scared of the black man. He just telling her put your dog on a leash.
Yeah,
I
one simple
mean,
thing.
I mean,
Put your dog on. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Can you put your dog on the leash? Oh my God, a
right?
black man.
I was like, see now, if white people was around more black people,
Yeah,
maybe they'll be less afraid or
yeah. I mean, they gotta learn to start teaching that in school too, like respect and how to treat people, and not to think based on you know,
skin color.
yeah, skin color. That you know what I'm saying, they have to be treated differently. They can still be treated equally with respect. Like all the lady got to do is say, "Oh, I'm sorry." Like, "Hey, ma'am, can you put the dog on the leash?" "Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I
Right.
just wanted him to be a little freely out, and I didn't mean for that. All right, let me put the dog on the leash." You're like, "Oh,
Exactly.
But that's the thing, though.
would
It
you be
seems like
extra like that?" Oh,
it
come on.
seems,
Like that.
it seems like in 2020 people get so mad when you tell them something to do.
They don't like being
It
told what
could
to
be
do.
something to save their life. You tell somebody gonna put on a mask and they will want to come back
Mhm.
and shoot you in the face.
Mhm.
Like I don't know
Yeah.
But
where that type of mentality came from. That's the
Yeah.
dumbest shit.
And then what they say? This is a free country. I know my rights. It messes up our
Like
constitution.
you gonna tell somebody, "Hey, sir, don't go walk in that puddle of acid." You don't tell me where to fucking walk.
What?
I can walk where I want to.
What?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna stick my big toe in it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm about
would.
to stick my
While
toe
I
in this
fucking
acid.
burning and feeling.
Right?
He's
I'm
like,
like, how
I'm still
dare
not
you?
moving. It's my right.
Yeah, it's my right.
Like,
It'd be a
these
whole
people are
militia
morons,
with
guys.
rifles and stuff, like literally at the city capitol and stuff, by city hall and stuff, standing there with rifles and stuff, talking about they don't want to be out, they don't want to be told to stay home. I'm like, there's a reason why they're telling you to stay home. And it's not to control you. It's to tell you that look, this virus is going around. It's killing. It's over a
Oh
hundred
yeah.
thousand deaths right now. We're at I think 1.5 million cases in the U.S. Like people are really getting it, and then you could get it, or maybe not get sick from it, or get symptoms from it, but you could travel to your family, the people you go home to, your kids,
Right.
your parents, your family,
Grandparents, whatever.
grandparents. You know,
Yep.
unless you live alone, that's different. But they're literally telling you if we gotta reduce this cases down and keep this thing at a minimum till it dies down, this is what you gotta do. Stay the hell home. Or go to whatever store you're gonna go that's essential to wear a glove and a mask. You can't even
Hmm.
follow that. Like the simple thing. Oh y'all, oh they're just trying to control us and tell us what to do. This thing is fake. I'm like, this thing is not fake. It's anything but fake. Like
Right.
I literally did not have to lose loved ones or friends to this to know that this thing was real when it first reported in China.
Right.
So like when I found out that one of our friends died, rest in peace, Juan Seriano, and my condolences to his family and stuff that's going through it. But you know what I'm saying? When I even heard he got it, I was actually shocked, man. I was like, wow, this is getting close, man. Cause he wasn't the first I heard it from. It was my sister's friend. Her name was Antoinette. She had it because she had heavy asthma, and when she had it, she died from it instantly. So when I heard of that, I was like, oh man, this is getting bad. Somebody I know has it. Then my mechanic had it, Gary. He passed away from it, and that's when I heard.
Damn.
Yeah. And then I heard my friend got it, and I was like, yep.
Oh
I'm
man.
calling out. Hey, hello, hey boss, what's going on? Hey, just to let you know, I'm not coming to work. I'm not. I need some time off. Hey man, I just lost some people I know to this thing, and I don't want to get it. You know.
And your
I mean,
mechanic, yeah.
what's the worst that could happen? You know what I'm
You
saying? Like
get
you staying
coffee.
safe. Yeah, most majority of people getting it from work or people getting it from being out all
Yeah.
the time. So
Fam.
the more you're out, the more you're at risk. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Especially if you live in a city. And in New Jersey, it's actually the number two state. I don't know if it changed or nothing, but it's been the number two state since the coronavirus been going on. And New York is number one, of course. So we gotta be careful. Yeah, people don't like to be told what to do. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I will tell people what to do is stop this damn looting and rioting and actually pay some respect to George Floyd and his family because they wouldn't want this. You know what I'm saying? They're not there for that. And I just
Yeah.
hope things do change. I hope this learns a lesson to all police departments on how to treat people as human beings because at the end of the day we're all trying to go home to our families because you always hear these cases where officers just trying to go home to their family. So what about us as U.S. citizens? We're trying to go to our families too. So they're second-rate citizens. They're subhumans. Like we're just peasants, and you guys gotta live up to a higher standard because you're our police officers. I don't think that's right. You
Yep.
know?
Yep. And that's what the culture feels like. But
Yeah.
you said there's better ways to handle it.
Yep. Yep. So
Yep.
anybody? Yep. So Sean, you got anything else to say, or Devon?
No, I'm good.
Uh, shit.
Oh well, this has been a wonderful episode, and till next time, we're gonna be talking about the PS5. But but yeah, but yeah, but I'll just leave it like this. Like we gotta do better. I mean us, like we U.S. citizens, people in America, we gotta do better. We want this to end. We want the police stop killing us. Start handling things and treat us different. I want the police officers to start treating us as if they would treat their own kids. Because I've seen way too many police officers mistreating young black kids, minors, and stuff like that. Like, and some of them don't even come with attitudes and behaviors. Some actually are decent people, but then when you mistreat them a certain way, that you push them, you slam them on the ground. Like, there's way too many incidents.
Yeah.
And these guys, the officers are getting fired, paid leave. They gotta be set to our standards because if we did the same thing they did, if we choked an officer out or did that, we would have got a hard time in prison. You know what I'm saying? But they can't it can't
Yep.
yeah, it's got to be a mutual situation, especially stuff like that. They got to learn from that. And I don't think it's too much police training. I think it's, some police motivation that they have towards people of different races. And you know what I'm saying? And if this job is really that scary and that hard for you to deal with, that you gotta feel like, one, you gotta use a gun at any given moment to any African Americans, then maybe that's not the right job for you. Maybe you need to do something
Man.
else. Work at Home
Switch
Depot.
professions, yeah. He said work at where? Home Depot.
Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? Working the home appliances. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, 'cause that ain't it.
it ain't
That ain't
it,
it,
man.
Chief.
It ain't shit. It ain't it, chief. But yeah, man. But yeah, so this has been a good talk, man. It's a very important talk. What we need to talk about, and we'll, have more topics and stuff like that. Real stuff we'll talk about, like this. And I hope you guys enjoy the video and the conversation. But let me know how you guys feel about this situation. And please like, share, and subscribe. All right. So we out. One.
Later.